Hi all, this is Ray here. I'm going to give you a quick tour of the new DCR space. We're located right on the river here in the heart of Paris. And if we go ahead on in, this is the new Cake Studio by Birdies, along with the DC Rainmaker space that's downstairs. So we share it together with myself and my wife, or the girls you can see inside there. We'll go ahead and go on in the door. So on the main level here we have a office space kind of through that door, but it's a bit of a disaster right now, so we'll just go ahead and skip that. And then up here we have the main kind of display area for the cupcakery side of things and the cake studio. But we'll go ahead and go downstairs to my space. So this is the stairs I gotta navigate every time I bring bikes up and down, and I've kind of finally found the trick to things. But we'll go into it, and this is the main space for me. So start on the left-hand side here. What we've got is this is a testing station for underwater testing, so I can go ahead and simulate any given depth, and I can just program it in using this little computer here, and then we'll run through different test scenarios to make sure that it meets the requirements or meets the specifications from the vendor. And then you can see it down below. Here's all the different parts of it, the compressor and whatnot. That goes ahead and it makes it, let me get that in focus for you. It goes ahead and it keeps it pressurized to whatever depth I set. Over here we've got a bit of the charging stations. This is for watches. I can charge about a dozen at a time there and a dozen at a time somewhere else. Useful if I'm doing rolling pin shots or I need a bunch of different watches all charged up and looking nice. And those rolling pins happen right here. So this is kind of where you see a lot of the comparison shots, the rolling pin shots behind the quadricopter there and the famous roller. But all that's shot right there. Over here I've got the sort of my bins of all different things. So this is where I can store different stuff. So the top is just kind of basic tools, you know, tape measures and stuff like that. And then get down to kind of more uncommon items, like here is all just purely heart rate straps. That's all that is. Lots and lots of heart rate straps. Bicycle computer mounts. You know, if you need something to mount to a bicycle, got them all there. And then down below that I have sorted by different types. So for example, I have the GoPro only accessories just for GoPro, and then the rest of action cameras, so everything else except for the Garmin Verb, which has its own drawer as well. And then finally the big bin of watches. So this is just all watches out there, lots and lots and lots of watches, but it's kind of the easiest way for me to store them, and then the chargers on top of it. I've got myself a bunch of tools. It was great. The Clever Training folks sent over this huge that Park toolkit, the PK65, which has a gazillion tools in it, and it's awesome because I'm no longer having to scrounge up for tools that you hear from local bike shops at kind of the last minute if I get a different crank set in or something like that. On the right hand side here is a lot of products that have come in that for the most part I haven't started testing yet. Some of them I have, like I've started with the Blue SC already, and this treadmill thing, a few other items in here, but mostly this is just new products coming in that I will test or at least poke at. I may not write a review on everything here, but I'll at least start to look at it and see if it's worthwhile to kind of go further on. And then below that we've got different things, bike trainer parts, bike parts, cranks, sets, lots of fun stuff there. On this side I've got bikes stacked up. So in the far left hand corner there is the girls' bike, and then I've got two different bikes. This is the test bike right now for the Pioneer Power Meter, and this is just one of my road bikes that I use for testing mostly power meters. I've got them hooked up on the Klug system, so the Kickstarter project last year. They started shipping I think about a month ago or so, but it's been working out pretty well for me thus far. And then we've got trainers that I'm testing. So I've got the inside ride system over there. It's electronically controlled. And then down here I've got the trio of new Tax smart trainers that I'm working through reviews on right now, along with the iPad up there to control them. And then over here in my corner I've got the kicker down below for bike training. And I've got a screen up here so I can go ahead and put anything up there from, there's an Apple TV hooked up to it as well as a PC. So right now I've got Zwift up there. And then here is the treadmill, and the treadmill was probably the most fun item to get down this area here. Kind of a bit of a complete nightmare, but we'll get back to that in a minute. So if we go ahead through here, we've got our bathroom just in case we want to take a quick shower after a workout, so we don't have to go back to the house, and then storage into there. And then this is the cave system, and so this is kind of typical of a lot of French or Parisian at least locations, and so this is where we can do extra storage of stuff, but it's also how we got the treadmill through here. Kind of this complex set of passageways that winds back and forth, and it's much more fun to walk than it is to drag a treadmill through. But this is kind of our sort of behind the scenes, or we also can store a bunch of stuff in another cave back there of ours that is great for extra trainers and things like that. So I've got probably about half a dozen or 10 different trainers in there waiting for review or to ship back out, or any other thing maybe there's mine that I'm holding on to for a while. So that's a quick tour of things. Hope you enjoy, and thanks for watching.